Medieval sculptors labeled these Bible carvings in runes.
It sits inside a small stone church on the Swedish island of Gotland.
The font was carved from a single block of limestone in the 1100s.
Around its bowl, biblical figures and the four evangelist symbols circle in relief.
But look closer. Tiny runes were carved right beside the figures, like ancient captions.
An art historian called it one of the finest artworks in all of medieval Sweden.
This medieval stone church sat as an empty ruin for nearly 40 years.
Back in 1890, the whole parish just packed up and walked away.
They merged with the neighboring parish and left the old church to crumble.
Then, decades later, the congregation had a change of heart and came home.
They rebuilt it in bold national romantic style, led by an architect and even an archbishop.
And in 1928, the ruin everyone abandoned reopened its doors for good.
The U.S. printed a stamp that shipped 93.5% of its money straight to Germany.
In 1930, America issued 3 airmail stamps just for letters flying aboard the Graf Zeppelin.
But of every dollar spent, only 6.5 cents stayed with the U.S. Post Office.
The rest sailed across the Atlantic to the German Zeppelin airship works on purpose.
It was a deliberate gesture of goodwill toward Germany, sealed in ink and glue.
So a tiny scrap of paper quietly became one of history's strangest international gifts.
A village of a few hundred people ran 2 schools in 1885, one for boys, one for girls.
This is Jesus de Santa Barbara, a speck of a town in the Costa Rican highlands.
Way back in 1885, it already had 2 separate public schools for kids.
One schoolhouse taught only boys, the other taught only girls.
That's a serious head start on public education for such a small mountain community.
2 schools, before this town even had a proper road out.
A Sami woman traveled to the capital just to demand the king build schools.
In the winter of 1864, Maria Magdalena Mathsdottir set out from Lapland toward Stockholm.
Somehow she actually got an audience with King Carl V himself.
But to truly change the law, she needed a powerful ally.
So she reached the governor Erik Victor Almqvist through his famous author half-brother. Her push helped spark new laws that improved rights for the entire Sami people.
The Beatles' late-night hangout was a grubby highway rest stop.
In the 60s, this motorway cafe was the coolest spot in Britain after dark.
Touring bands needed one thing at 2 a.m., somewhere still open for a hot meal.
The Rolling Stones stopped here, the Beatles stopped here, and so did Pink Floyd.
Jimi Hendrix heard so much hype he thought it was a fancy London nightclub.
Turns out rock history's coolest lounge was just a pit stop off the motorway.
A sitting president once drew 25,000 people just to open an office building.
The building was San Diego's brand new county administration center on the bay.
It was built during the Great Depression by federal work relief crews.
On Dedication Day in 1938, the president himself arrived to unveil it.
Picture a small stadium's worth of people gathered for a county office block.
Nearly 90 years later, that same white tower still watches over San Diego Bay.